How Argentina erased its black population. The forgotten history of Afro-Argentines. Once upon a time, the streets of Buenos Aires echoed with African drums, and Afro-Argentines made up nearly a third of the population. Today, they're barely visible, almost forgotten. What happened? Was it war, disease, or something more deliberate? This is the untold history of Afro-Argentines, and how a nation tried to erase its black identity from the story it tells the world. Argentina's black population didn't just appear, they were brought. From the 16th century onward, enslaved Africans were shipped to Argentina by the Spanish, forced to labor in homes, fields, and even military ranks. By the early 1800s, they were not just workers, they were citizens, soldiers, musicians, and leaders. Afro-Argentines helped shape Argentina's cultural DNA. The tango, its roots are black, the military victories of independence. Black soldiers fought and died for them. But soon after freedom was won, their story began to disappear. The mid-1800s were deadly. Afro-Argentines were heavily conscripted into wars, especially the brutal War of the Triple Alliance. Thousands died on the front lines, used as cannon fodder while others were spared. Then came disease. The yellow fever epidemic of 1871 hit black neighborhoods hardest, already weakened by poverty and poor sanitation. Thousands more were lost, but numbers tell a deeper story. In 1810, Afro-Argentines made up around 30% of Buenos Aires. By 1887, just 1.8%. How could a population shrink so fast? It wasn't just fate, it was policy. Argentina's elites wanted a whiter nation. The government openly promoted European immigration. Millions of Italians and Spaniards flooded in, encouraged by laws and incentives. At the same time, Afro-Argentines were erased from official records. In censuses, they were classified as white, or not counted at all. Interracial marriage was promoted as a way to dilute blackness. Cultural erasure was intentional and effective. Black schools, newspapers, and churches faded out. By the 20th century, Afro-Argentines were no longer seen as a distinct part of the national identity. But they didn't vanish. Afro-Argentines are still here, alive, proud, and reclaiming their history. Activists and scholars are pushing for recognition. Cultural groups are preserving African Argentine music, dance, and language. In 2010, for the first time in over a century, Argentina's census asked people if they identified as Afro-descendant. It was a small step, but a historic one. Across Argentina, murals now honor Afro-Argentine heroes. Students are learning about María Remedios del Valle, a black woman who fought in Argentina's independence war, and is now honored as a national heroine. History is written by those in power, but memory is kept alive by those who refuse to be forgotten. The story of Afro-Argentines is not one of extinction, it's one of survival, resistance, and return. Because when you erase a people from the books, they write themselves back in with pride, pain, and power. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video to help uncover more forgotten histories like this one.